Thank you. There are certain occupational hazards that come with being a futurist. Because any statement that is made about the future, in hindsight, may appear to be obvious, wrong, or worse yet, obviously wrong. So with any luck today, everything that I share with you will, in hindsight, appear to make perfect sense. As a financial advisor, I spent a lot of time looking at different generations and how they're dealing with economic uncertainty. And today I'd like to focus on one specific generation, being the Millennials, who were born between roughly 1981 and 2001. And for the most part, the Millennials are now between their early teens and their early 30s. And in many ways, this could be considered to be a somewhat economically challenged generation. And there are concerns that we have a group of rising adults that are now living at home. They're not buying cars. They're not getting married until their late 20s. And in many cases, they're not having families until they're mid to their later 30s. This may be the most overeducated yet underemployed generation in America. The average millennials now graduate in college with about $28,000 in student loans and is absolutely petrified about taking on more debt or taking on long-term financial commitments, be it taking out a car loan or buying a home mortgage. And in some ways, it appears that the American dream is just a little bit out of grasp, a little bit beyond the reach of the average millennial. And it may be considered that they're responding and behaving rationally within the context of economic uncertainty. Because let's face it, the workplace is changing and the career ladder is history. The new career path resembles something that's a little bit more like a patchwork crazy quilt. As we all move forward, people are getting better at stitching together multiple job opportunities in a way that's flexible and meets their needs. It's a basic type of social security blanket, as it were. Some of these jobs may match existing skill sets in education, while others don't. But it's an important thing because what we're seeing is the gradual disappearance of work. We're seeing the gradual disappearance of the work week, and we're even seeing a disappearance of the workplace as well. Because in the digital economy, productivity can happen anywhere and at any time. And we're all becoming more effective at living out of our laptops and out of our cell phones. So the result of that is that we're beginning to see what I would refer to as our first post-consumer generation. Because having stuff still matters. It just doesn't matter as much as it used to. And if you think about it, it's now possible to carry an entire lifetime worth of books, music, personal records, and photos within a single laptop. So we're all learning how to do more with less. And this has some fairly interesting implications as well. The first is the rise of access versus ownership. And this explains the popularity and success of such services as Zipcars, Netflix, Pandora. Essentially, we're all becoming more efficient by learning how to share together better. And this is made possible in part by an increase in urbanization. The millennials are revitalizing our cities. And just take a look at what's happening here at the Queen Theater. Cities make sharing easier. But with that, when you have less space, there's also room for having less stuff. And the result of that is that some millennials are becoming what I would refer to as the first digital nomads that wander from city to city based upon available opportunities for work and for fun. And it's going to be interesting to see if that trend continues once they have families of their own. Second trend is that reputation is the new social currency. The millennials are experts at managing and marketing their personal brands. And this is a highly connected, highly networked group of people. In the experience economy, it's what you can post on Instagram that counts. So the fourth trend is really with all of this multitasking, we're beginning to see the blurring that's happening between working, learning, and simply having fun. Because jobs that are simple and repetitive are going away. And in order to stay competitive and in order to stay relevant, we all have to continually reinvent ourselves on an ongoing basis. So it's my belief that the millennials are in many ways uniquely adapted to an increasingly disorderly world. They are masters of change and they're masters of staying connected. And they are the generation that will show us how to do more and more with less and less, and will eventually prove that they can accomplish almost anything with virtually nothing. Thank you.